So joining me right now on GYS is Erin and Dan. You're both doing the Golf Youth Sport Media Journalism course. So I guess, can you tell me what made you decide to sign up and start it?
Okay. Well, I've always wanted to be a sports commentator. So when I heard the journalism and then the commentary part at the end, I just wanted to do it straight away.
I think for me, sport has always been like my safe place. Like I just love it so much, and I've always really been intrigued. And I think also for me being older, it's kind of a nice opportunity for me to find out if I maybe want to do journalism in the future or anything. And I've really enjoyed it.
Because you do seem like a bit of a sport mad family. How did you get into sport?
Well, I've been playing tennis since I was 3 years old, and I think my dad is very South African, rugby orientated, and just push you into sport straight away. And I think it's really good to keep you active and everything, but we enjoy it anyway. So
yeah.
Are you the same, Dan? Did you follow your older sister?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just did sports.
No, that's fair enough. And I guess coming into the course, it's a bit different when you have to write about it or speak about it. How have you found the course so far?
It's really been
challenging.
Yeah, I think it's been challenging, but the way that it's been set out is really clear to follow, and it's quite interesting. Like you can put your own like twist on the question or whatever, how you want to answer it, but it's kind of led. So yeah, I suppose doing it independently, it can seem challenging at times, but it's really interesting. So you kind of just want to keep going.
It's because you always read the reports, and you don't know how what they've been through to write it.
Yeah. And I mean, is that something that you've enjoyed, being able to write about whatever sport that you like?
Yeah. The like freedom between it is really cool, because I know for Daniel, he'd most probably rather do football, everything. But for me, like, I don't mind doing football, but I could do so many other things with netball and tennis. And it's really cool, the freedom that it's given, but also the structure that you can follow.
Yeah, and I guess you've done a little bit of writing now, a bit of news gathering, interviewing, and, you know, you've kind of just completed the module on social media, or you're doing it at the moment. Are there any ones that you've really enjoyed in particular?
You go first.
I would say I really enjoyed the interviewing one, just because it's kind of like, obviously, as you can tell, I like speaking. So it's quite nice to kind of just get that feel on what they would do. And also because you see all these interviews and you actually wonder like what drives them to ask the questions and stuff. But I think also we have particularly like the social media one now with all the tweets and stuff that we can just quickly tweet out and just see. And it's really interesting because you kind of think, oh, look how many people have seen this, and like, oh, look what they've put, and it's quite cool.
Yeah. I enjoyed the first module because writing the match report, because it's like I had seen the highlights, but then my teacher called me and then I said I've been doing some history stuff, and I interviewed him for some reports and stuff, and he said, well, if you're watching old football matches, it's kind of history, so you're still learning.
That's very true. Yeah.
And you can kind of use all the modules into one to make, like, each time you build it up with all the skills that you learned before.
Yeah, no, that's true. And that's exactly what it's designed for. And I guess, Dan, you're our youngest member of the course. You're just 11.
Yeah.
How did you find, you know, interviewing someone? It can be a bit daunting sometimes when you're interviewing someone for the first time.
Yeah, I was interviewing my rugby coach because we have a good relationship between each other as friends.
So it probably wasn't as daunting.
It wasn't as daunting because it was a bit more playful than like with when someone's doing a debut. It was kind of like that. You want to encourage them to answer.
No, but that's a great place to start. And Erin, you went down the gymnastics route for that. How did you find doing an interview?
Well, so one of my friends, actually, she used to live in Dubai, and she's very gymnastics orientated, and she just strives to be the best, really. And she obviously moved. So with the time zones and everything, it was quite difficult to get, because she's in Canada. So it's quite difficult to get, like, when I'm sleeping, she's awake, whatever. So we tried to do, like, I'd send a message and see what her reply came back as, and then see, like, do it via message, which is also a different way to look at it, because it doesn't need to be face-to-face, or now obviously Zoom because of the situation. But it was really cool.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And I guess so you've done a little bit of, you really like the writing, Dan. There's a bit more commentary to come. And is there, you know, a particular area, if you did go into journalism, you want to go into, whether it's radio or TV or newspapers?
Probably radio reports or something like that.
Yeah, it's just something you really enjoy, kind of talking about sport.
Dan really, he loves
Yeah.
that that's what he wants. He was like, please, can I come on it? I was like, okay.
Do you ever do it together then? Do you ever?
Yeah,
No.
some of the things we've done though, like, because he's really good at like the photoshopping thing, and I have no
stuff.
idea. So I'm kind of like, can you teach me? But yeah, like we try and do the reports by ourselves so that it's like a real reflection of what you've actually learned. But then, yeah, obviously the photoshopping, I've got no idea. So he was kind of teaching me now. He's like, okay, let's try and do this.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic. That's good. It's always the young people teaching about technology, which is good.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, what sports do you guys play at the moment? Or not at the moment, but generally, normally?
Normally I would just, I do like all the sports I can, except like
Yeah.
athletics, because I'm more of a javelin person when it comes to athletics. I can't
We
run.
kind of, I think for us, sport, like regardless of what it is, it kind of just, you meet so many new people and you make so many friends, and it's kind of like a way, even if you're not great at it, like for me, I threw myself into basketball, but I mean, I can't even, no, I'm a netball player, so basketball, why? But like, it's just so cool because you can just be with your friends regardless if you're good at it, but you just, yeah, it's really nice. I think yeah,
it's fantastic.
I think we would probably, I think I would do, like right now I'm doing tennis, which is great because that's opened up, so it's just fabulous to, even though we've been out for so long, just to get back on the court and play. I think for both of us that's been really good. And obviously hopefully netball's going to come back soon, we don't know. But yeah, anything really, we just throw ourselves, like even football, I have two left feet, but I was like, I'm just going to go for a run around, like I just want to play, I just want to be outside, and
just take the opportunity.
Yeah.
And I mean, speaking of football, you seem like a pretty football mad family. Have you started celebrating Liverpool's title yet, or are you, just waiting a little bit longer?
Very close to.
Yeah, well, I mean, last night we all kind of got a bit disappointed with that, and we were kind of like, oh, what's happening, guys? And we were all, everyone was gripped, but no, that didn't happen yet. But soon, we're hoping one more game, we're at least a little bit closer, but by next week we will see. Yeah.
Yeah, well, fantastic. Well, thanks for joining GYS to have a chat, and it's been great having you part of the journalism program, so I appreciate you coming on to have a chat about it.
Thank you so much, and thanks for offering that. It's really keeps up, like it's kept us busy in this whole time, and it's just so,
it's a good time to be doing it.
Yeah.
No, fantastic.